and welcome back to the channel. I hope you are having a wonderful day and I wish you a perfect week ahead. This video will be the first of its series and will cover my attempt to go from a 10k challenge on FTMO to having a 385,000 funded account by the end of next year, so 2022. It will be a long series and I will document all the winning trades as well as the mistakes and blunders that I will make over this time span. If you're not familiar with FTMO, you will find the link in the video description. Without further ado, let's take a look at the markets. Okay, so let's take a look at euro dollar. We saw this nice momentum up here, which broke into a descending channel. I thought initially it would be nice momentum here, but actually it broke and retraced again. It wanted to go up and retrace. So for the moment, you can see the EMAs. We are expecting some range bound action here, maybe waiting for this range to break to the upside or to the downside, and we will be looking for a trade there. Okay, the Aussie US dollar, we saw that last week we had quite a nice downward momentum, which seemed to have slowed down a bit. We have a double bottom formation here, but we can see that the upward movement is not yet sustained. EMAs are still crossed, so again, as on the previous pair, we are expecting a bit of a range bound action here. We can also see that there was a small ascending here formed, which came from a bigger ascending. So this is a thing to watch. Maybe it will continue in this way and then break down, or it will essentially break down now. I'm willing to take a trade if this small channel breaks to the downside, but again, we still have to wait. That's all for this pair. The Euro Japanese yen, we can see this nice descending channel, which contains quite some sizable wicks. You can see this one, you can see this one. You can see that the low got broken here, but with no momentum. Also here, the high got broke with no momentum. So we still have, according to the EMA, some downward momentum here. So we may expect a lower low with a retrace, and we will see where we go from there. These wicks can also signal a range forming, a small range, maybe a descending range like this. And we will have to see if it breaks to the upside. Then we will be entering a trade on the retest on this level, and we will go from there. That's all for this pair. Next, we'll be covering the Aussie dollar Japanese yen, as well as the New Zealand dollar Japanese yen and the US dollar Japanese yen, because the graphs look pretty similar. We can see that during the last week we had this nice downward momentum here, which slowed down, and my best guess here is, based on this wick and based on these wicks, that we will be range bound at least for today. I will keep an eye on these three markets, because in case we break out of this range in any way possible, up or down, we can look for trades at the retest, and we will be quite happy to take them. So that's all for these three pairs. Next, we have the US dollar Canadian dollar. We can see this nice ascending momentum that was also broke with momentum. Actually, this was a trade that fit my plan here, but I wasn't awake to take it. I was sleeping at that hour. Fortunately for me, I think I would have gotten taken out around this point. But anyway, what I'm looking for here is maybe another continuation with momentum, so I can take the same trade again, maybe with better results than this one would have had. But again, it's still Monday, so we're still waiting for something to happen. The New Zealand dollar US dollar, we can see this nice and tidy descending channel here, which kind of stopped at this level. We can see that this level held 3 times, and now we seem to be transitioning from a descending channel to an ascending channel maybe. In this case, we can hope for this channel to be broke to the downside and maybe re-enter at this level at the retest of the most recent low and take a trade there. Also, we can have a bit more momentum and also take a trade there. Again, it's still Monday, lots of range-bound markets as it seems. You can see the EMAs are crossed here, so no clear momentum at the moment, so we're still waiting. The final pair that we'll be covering is the GBP US dollar. We can see some messy price action here. We can see this wick here, this wick here. So the price tried to go down, it retraced, tried to go up, it retraced, it continued in the same fashion. We see the double wick here and the huge wick to the upside. EMAs are also lined up in the same direction, so we cannot see any foreseeable trade, neither to the up, neither to the downside. That's kind of all for the pairs that I'm looking at, so looks like this day will be a slow and mostly range-bound one, not quite likely to find some high probability trades. Also, we will keep our eyes open in case the market gives us some nice opportunities to jump in. This was the video, guys. Thanks for watching up to now. Stay tuned, and I will come back with updates if necessary.